It is the beginning of a new school day in Hansa High. The mood all around was not the greatest, and fairly depressing. But all parties involved knew that there was no other way around it. However, some distracted themselves from the fact, like Dala. On the way to her classroom, she watched a video on her telephone of an old propaganda film from the Eastern Bloc. It was about the day of the Federation German friendship, a day that had been celebrated into the former countries of the German Democratic Republic and the Federation of People's Republics. One of the most iconic parts of the day was the friendship dance between the members of GDR's Free German Youth and a member of the Federation Youth Pioneers. It started with both members arriving at a big stage. The boy would hand the girl a rose, and the girl would offer her hand a dance in return. They would dance to the symphony of an orchestra playing in front of the stage. Due to these dances being highly valued, they would take place in the biggest cities of the Eastern Bloc and attracted thousands of visitors and viewers every year, Dala also being one posthumously. If this day and dance was all just for show, propaganda, or if there really was a connection between the countries will likely never be truly known. What mattered for Dala was how romantic it looked. She imagined doing exactly this with Theo one day. Then she arrived at her classroom, putting her telephone away, and entered. Upon entering, she spotted Benjamin packing his school utensils onto his desk. She headed to him.
Hi, Benjamin.
Huh? Oh, hi, Dala. How are you doing?
A bit better. I still feel kinda sick.
Is it because of Theo?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry about that.
No, stop. You don't have to. It's my fault.
Excuse me?
It's because of me he went berserk. He can get, well, kinda protective at times. I know he was just looking out for me, but I could barely catch sleep the last few nights. The thought that he's now...
Dala covers her face with her hands before sinking to the ground as tears began rolling down her face. Their classmates looked over to the two, leaving Benjamin in an awkward situation. He sighed as he knelt down beside her.
Dala, listen. You're not at fault for this. What happened was out of your control. And of all, I'd have to thank you. You tried to calm him down and protect me. And that was very brave of you. And not many other people have done something like that for me.
But I...
You did nothing wrong. Things just got out of hand. So please, don't be so harsh on yourself.
But Theo is...
I know, and that must be horrible for you. And you have my condolences. And I hope you two will... Sorry. I hope you two will be reunited soon.
I hope so too. I miss him so much already.
Ich nicht.
Hey, thanks for listening, Benjamin. I really needed that.
No problem, Dala. If you ever need an open ear, I'll be there for you.
Thanks.
They looked to their classmates and then back at each other, making them both blush lightly.
Come on, let's get you up.
Benjamin stood up and reached out to Dala to grab her hand. Oddly enough, Dala noticed that Benjamin was wearing a Free German Youth outfit and held a rose in his free hand.
Dala?
Huh?
Not believing her eyes, she rubbed them. It was just her imagination. He helped her up, her blush more intense than before. We rejoined Dala and Benjamin walking out of their class after school was over. A short silence ensued.
I guess I'll be seeing you tomorrow then, Dala. Take care.
Wait, Benjamin. I've been meaning to ask. Do you got any plans for today?
Oh, well, I was gonna go to the Watson J Cafe for my part-time job.
Oh, I was actually gonna ask if you would like to go there. But just to hang out, you know.
Maybe I can let it slide for the day.
Really?
Well, I'd have to ask Jim first, of course. But I think he'll let me, if the cafe isn't too full today.
Sounds good to me. Can I walk with you there?
Sure. I don't mind. Come on then, please follow me.
The two walked away together, unaware that a certain someone had just taken a picture of them doing so, before slipping away into the crowd of students heading outside.
I'm telling you, there was no place like that diner. That food, that atmosphere, and especially that music. Oh man, that music.
That sounds pretty neat, but what happened to it? Why did it close?
The tax man came knocking, that's what happened. Mr. Dunn, the owner, didn't want to pay taxes because he thought it would support the war in Korea. I mean, I can somewhat understand why he did it, but then again, we were fighting the commies, so... Anyway, he got jailed. The next few bosses, yes, bosses, turned out to be incompetent and ran the poor diner into the ground. Closed a year before my passing. I miss that place.
I bet. Sounded like a good place to be.
Yeah.
But, maybe I could ask Dad if we could maybe touch up the cafe to look like the diner sometime.
I appreciate that, but you don't have to. The cafe is a special place, and trying to copy a relic of the past would take the status away from it.
If you say so.
Oh look, here comes Benjamin and his flame. Barely is her man in prison, and he comes in and swoops her off of her feet.
Ugh, shut up. You don't know if they feel that way about one another. But I do have to admit, he would be a better partner for her than that psycho.
Hey guys. Alex. How's it going?
Fine. I see you brought a friend over. Dala, is it?
Yeah, Dala Melniko. And you are?
Oh, Alexander J. Watson. It's nice to meet you.
You too. Benjamin has told me about you. I think I saw you at that cafe, right?
That you did. What did you think of the place?
Oh, it was lovely. I really enjoyed my time, even if it was short. Oh, and the cake too. It was delicious.
I'm glad to hear that. I hope you come by more often then.
For sure. I was, headed there today anyhow. With Benjamin.
First date already. You go, Romeo.
Really now?
Yeah. She wanted to hang around today. So I think I'll likely be unavailable for work. If that is fine. Sorry, man.
Oh, no problem, dude. You don't have to apologize. And I think Dad will understand too. Besides, it's a weekday, so I doubt it'll be that bad.
He was wrong. Who would have guessed? The cafe was practically barely holding itself together with all the customers inside.
Well, it's a bit more chaotic here than I had hoped for.
Alex, are you sure you don't need my help?
Don't worry about it. Enjoy your date. Hang out with Dala.
It pained Benjamin to see Alex and Jim overwork themselves when he could have been helping. But then, what about Dala? He pondered. Benjamin now had a decision to make. He could rather call it off and help run the cafe, sparing the Watson family from potential exhaustion. Or he could take Dala's offer up and maybe have a good time with her. After a bit of thinking, Benjamin opted for the latter, although something in him wasn't too keen on leaving his friends alone. However, Alex did say that he should enjoy his time with her, so maybe he should.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting this many people today.
No, it's fine. But would you be okay if we go somewhere else?
Sure. I think that may be the best.
They went outside, not noticing the teen in a black trench coat observing the cafe and them. As they walked down the busy Treptow street, the shop windows caught Benjamin's eye, all of them advertising something different in their own style.
I sometimes take a walk here with Theo. This road is so romantic at night. I remember us having our first kiss here. It was magical. I was the happiest girl on the planet when he told me that he loved me. It just takes me back. His lips tasted like melon. Or was it apple? Oh, pear! Now I got it.
Okay, maybe that was a bit too much information for my taste, Dala.
Oh, sorry. Now that he's in prison, well, I just look back on those days. I never realized how much time went by so quickly. Makes me wish the days we spent together would have lasted forever.
Und ich konnte nicht mal 2 Millisekunden mit dem Typen verbringen.
Oh, we're almost there.
Dala led Benjamin into a smaller side street and then an alleyway, where she headed for a door and knocked on it. A peephole opened up, and a bouncer looked out of it.
Password?
Hourglass.
Were you followed?
I don't think so.
Alright. Good to see you again, Dala. Who's your friend?
This is Benjamin. He's an exchange student from our school.
Is he a troublemaker?
Not to my knowledge.
Good. Come in quick before anyone spots us. Alright, new guy. There's a few rules here. Number 1. No funny business. Number 2. Don't stick your nose into other people's business. Number 3. No talking to the law about this place. And number 4. No weapons or phones allowed. You got that? Yes, I got that. Good. For security measures, I'll have to search your pockets. Okay. Looks good. You can enter. Enjoy your stay. Thank you.
They headed down a set of stairs and arrived in an old casino filled with teens and young adults. At the center was a stage that was currently unmanned, and surrounding it were full of out-of-order but still alight slot machines, gambling tables, and a gigantic bar on the side. Despite the welcoming and calm atmosphere combined with the jazzy tones played over the loudspeakers, something seemed very much off to Benjamin. However, he couldn't pinpoint what exactly was off about the place.
Wow.
Not too shabby, huh?
This is amazing. But what do we do now?
How about we buy ourselves a drink?
Sure. Wait, do they sell alcohol here?
No? Come on, drinks go on me.
Okay, thank you.
They headed to the bar, where a young man by the name of Tobi was polishing his beanbag shotgun.
Dala! How's it going?
Average, I'd say.
I saw you on the news. They're saying your boyfriend trashed an entire cafe.
Can I just get the usual?
Coming right up. Say, who's this?
This is Benjamin. He's very nice.
I've never seen you around. You're new in town, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm an exchange student.
Exchange student, huh? Where are you from? No way, actually, don't tell me. I think I got it. I'd say you're from Liechtenstein?
What is a Liechtenstein?
I'm just messing with you. I'd recognize that accent from anywhere. Sweden.
How dare you!
Okay, I stop.
Can I just have something to drink, please?
Sure. What do you want?
Anything you like.
Lemon vodka it is then.
Let me rephrase that. Anything you like that doesn't have alcohol in it.
I'm sorry, but alcohol-free lemon vodka is out of stock.
Just give me some water, please.
Sure thing. Here, that'll be $1.
I got it. Here you go.
Give me a glass of that, too.
Benjamin looked to his side to see who had just joined up.
Erwin?
Hey, Benjamin. I didn't expect to find you in a place like this.
Neither did I. What brings you here?
My men and I are just blowing off some steam here. Tomorrow we're gonna start driving Anne out of Bletcher forever. What about you?
I was invited here by my friend.
Can I talk with you for a moment? In private?
He looked to Dala, who nodded.
Sure.
I heard what happened in the cafe you work at. One of our jaggers saw how that maniac from the news assaulted you. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had some help taking him down.
I've heard. I'm sorry that this had to happen. There are some sick freaks out there. And your friend over there is unfortunate enough to be the sweetheart of one.
I know. She can't stop talking about him. Makes me sick how much she praises him, and she's completely blind to the fact that he's a maniac. Poor girl. I wish I could help her get away from that guy.
Well, maybe you can.
Are you sure?
Nothing is impossible. I mean, I can definitely see that she has interest in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be hanging out with her. And all the praise she does, what if it's like a coping mechanism? Maybe there's still a part in her left that wants to be free from that guy. And I think you'll be able to somehow reach that part of her.
But how?
Continue as you did before. I mean, it seems to be working.
I don't know. What if she's already too far gone?
Only one way to figure it out.
Well, there's no shame in trying, I guess. And her boyfriend is locked away for good now, so...
Well then, take a chance. I believe in you. You can do this.
Thanks, Avin. Say, I've been meaning to apologize for running away at your HQ.
Don't worry about it. I understand. Just so you know, if you still want to join us, well, the door is always open for you.
I'll think about it. But right now I have some other things to focus on.
That's the spirit. I gotta go now. Good luck.
Thanks, you too.
Eowyn headed back as Benjamin returned to Dala. We returned to the cafe. The siege was over, allowing Alex to finally take a breather and rest.
So tired.
At least you survived the onslaught.
Yeah.
Hey you, over here.
The teen with the trench coat called him over.
Welcome to the Watson J Cafe. What can I bring you today?
He slipped Alex a note that read, "Come to the back alley between Little Wolf Street, 20 and 22. Bring your friend."
Be there as soon as possible. The password is Hourglass.
What do you think?
I'm just as lost as you.
Bring your friend? Benjamin?
Maybe.
What if it could be a trap?
Then why would they give you a password?
Good point. Should we check it out?
What about Benjamin?
Well, I don't know where he is, and I don't have the means to contact him. Looks like I gotta do this one alone. Maybe we'll find him along the way. Dad, is it fine if I head out for a while?
No problem. Ain't too much going on anymore. Don't be out too late.
Alright, thanks. See ya.
The two left, leaving Jim alone.
What a day.
At the worst possible time, it seemed, as a horde of teens entered the cafe. All hope was lost for poor Jim.
Mama!
A little while later, Alex and Joseph arrived at the location the letter described.
What if it really is a trap?
We can still back out if you want.
I don't know.
Look, if it will be something bad, I got your back. Entering your body ain't the only trick up my sleeve.
Well then.
Nervously, he walked towards the door, halting in front of it.
Password?
Hourglass.
Just you?
Yeah.
Were you followed?
I don't think so.
Come on, quick. You're that kid from the news, aren't you? Alexander, right?
I guess so.
I was told you were to arrive with another guy.
Who exactly are we talking about?
Someone called Benjamin Grasshelm. Where is he?
I don't know. Last time I saw him, he walked out of my dad's cafe with a girl.
Was the girl's name Dala by any chance?
Yes.
Then he's already here. He came in like an hour ago. He should be downstairs.
Oh, alright. Thanks.
Not so fast. There are a few rules you must follow. No funny business. No sticking your nose into other people's business. No talking to the law about this place. And no weapons or phones. All clear?
Yeah.
Good. Now I gotta check if you got a weapon or a phone on you. Security measures, you know.
Oh, go right ahead.
Looks good. You can go downstairs. Someone will pick you and your friend up shortly. I'll give you your phone back once you leave. Have a nice day, VIP.
Alright, thanks.
Alex walked down the stairs, Joseph following. We cut back to Benjamin and Dala talking to each other.
Say, Dala, how did you become aware of this place?
Oh, you know, I know a guy who knows a guy, and a guy who knows that guy's cousin and his pet hamster.
Really now?
Nope.
Wait. Is that Alex?
There you are, man. I was worried I wasn't gonna find you.
Hey, Alex. Is something wrong?
I don't think so. At least not yet. Someone gave me this letter where it said to come here with you. The doorman said something about us being VIPs.
VIPs? Indeed you are, you two.
Wait, you again?
Yes, me again. Follow me, please. The boss is waiting for you. Come on, don't be shy now.
I'm sorry, that sounds kinda important. I'll be back. Wait for me.
All right. See you later.
You alright?
Not really.
Here, have one on the house. A glass full of the good stuff.
I don't even think that will cheer me up.
Dala! Good finding you here. Your talents are needed again.
Now? I'm waiting on someone just now.
There's no time for that. We need you. Now. Our other couriers are currently busy, and you're the only one available. We need you to smuggle fireworks to the little Nova row.
That's Anna territory.
Exactly.
Forget it. I'm not delivering anything to those butchers anymore.
I was expecting you'd say that. That's why I thought that maybe this would change your mind.
Nice.
How much is that?
500. And I'll lay in an extra 50 if you do it without complaining. Your contact is a certain Michele. She's awaiting you at the Burma observation tower. The code word is Gummy Bunnies.
Fine. I'll do it.
Good. Remember, we're not biased. We're just doing business. Be in the garage in 10. Grab what you need.
The teen, by the name of Malt, opened the door leading to a big conference room. High-ranking members of the Chairmen sat around a big table. The smell of bubblegum cigars lingered in the air. Malt walked to the boss of the Chairmen, who then turned his chair around to face his visitors.
So, you two must be the new kids in town. Funny how you're not even here a week here, and already you're taking the town by storm. We just had to meet you. I'm Don Mikel, and these are Lance, Chris, Arthur, and Damien. Welcome to the Silver Star.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Alexander J. Watson, and this is Benjamin Grasholm. But I think you probably already knew that. Maybe.
Indeed we did.
Thank you for having us, but what do you mean by taking the town by storm?
Where do I start? You beat up one of the most notorious thugs of Hansa High so badly that the leader of the sports confronted you and are friends with the leader of the 2000s and her right-hand man. To add to that, your little marketing campaign was so effective that it saved your father's cafe. And you met the leader of the mighty Hare themselves, not to mention one of their top generals. And if that wasn't enough, you put a maniac behind bars and got the cafe on the news, making it even more popular. You see what I mean? What's your next move? Run for mayor?
How do you guys know so much about us?
We got our eyes everywhere. Everything that happens, as insignificant as it may seem, we know about it.
Does that mean you...
I mean, we have our limits, of course. We're not gonna break into random people's houses for no reason. You got a nice room, by the way, Alex.
See what?
Gotcha.
You, got a beautiful bar. How did you guys get it?
Long story. To put it short, this used to be an old casino. Ran out of business back in the 50s. It was in mint condition when we discovered it. We did a little bit of cleaning up here and there, and then we moved in.
So, who are you, if I may ask?
We're the Chairmen. We're the main trade partner of all the factions in town. Guns, ammo, grenades. For a reasonable price, we'll sell you anything.
Where are you getting all those supplies from?
Mikel raised an eyebrow.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Mikele, dinner's ready. Oh, and I see you brought some new friends over.
A very friendly-looking woman by the name of Antonia opened the door. She was holding a big pot and many dishes as she wore a warm smile on her face.
Ma, we're kind of in the middle of something here. Could you please wait a little while longer?
No. I don't want you to starve to death. Here, it's fresh out of the oven.
Antonia started placing the dishes and food onto the table. Mikel, meanwhile, was covering his face in embarrassment.
Oh, that looks good. What is it?
Chicken parmesan. The finest in town and made with love.
That sounds delicious. I'm Alex, by the way. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Alex. I hope my Mikele has given you a hearty welcome.
Oh, he sure did. He must have learned about good hospitality from you, ma'am.
Thank you. And who are you, young man?
Benjamin was just staring at Antonia, his lips quivering a bit.
Benjamin?
What? Hi. I'm Benjamin.
Antonia, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here. Thank you for the meal. It looks very good.
Thank you. I hope you like the taste as much as the looks. Eat up, you two, so you'll grow big and strong like my Mikele. Bon appetit.
Thanks, Mom.
She walks out of the room, Benjamin still looking after her, while Alex was solely focused on the meal in front of him.
Sorry about that, boys. I love her, but she always has to come in the worst possible times. But I figure since you're already here, would you like to stay for dinner with us?
Sure. How can I say no to this?
I'll take that as a yes. Well then, gentlemen, dig in.
They all started eating. Alex was going to town on his meal, while Benjamin took smaller bites.
How is it?
This is incredible. This is the best chicken parm I've ever had.
Oh, I agree. But I'm telling you, if you think this is delicious, just wait until you try her lasagna. It's like the gates of food heaven have opened up just for you.
Please tell me when she makes that. I'd love to try it.
I will. Or my spies will. I got an idea. What if I were to tell you that you could eat like this every single day of the week?
Oh, I ain't gonna refuse that.
Well then, I'm happy to tell you that you could. Since we're friends now, our doors will always be open for you.
Well, that was quick.
As our friends, we help each other out. So if you ever need something from us, just say the word.
Benjamin and Alex looked at each other. Something didn't seem right to them. I wonder why. Which made them very much suspicious.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
Now come on, let's eat up.
Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Dala was driving down the streets on a motorcycle. Her attire consisted of dark clothes, a helmet, and a big backpack. After a while, she arrived in the district of Little Noro and hid her bike in a thick tree line. She took off her helmet and put on a face mask and courier hat before proceeding into the wooded areas of the district on foot. The woods were calm and quiet as Dala snuck deeper and deeper into them, the only sounds coming from the trees and then softly carrying itself throughout them. The sun was shining through the small opening between the tree crowns, coating the landscape in a golden colour. Although it was peaceful, the feeling of threat loomed over the young Russian lady, worrying that every step could reveal her location to an angry patrol. Then the sound she had feared hearing the most rung through the air. Shots. Luckily for her, they seemed further away, but it didn't mean that she was in the clear. Wanting to get a clearer view of the situation, she climbed up onto one of the high trees to observe the area and look out for trouble. But that wouldn't be possible, as the only thing she could make out in the forest were trees among trees. She climbed down and slowly headed towards her destination, ever so careful. Then suddenly, the shots were replaced by loud engine sounds coming Dala's way. They got closer and closer by the second, as she looked around for a place to hide. Thankfully, the trees proved to be a valuable ally to her as she hurried behind one as a patrol of 5 Firework vehicles passed her. Taking a sigh of relief, she waited a bit before carrying on her journey. The shots were now getting louder with every step she took. She was nearing the front line and possibly her doom. But nonetheless, she soldiered on. Just then, an explosion was heard, making Dala immediately duck and cover. At this point, she was overventilating, trying her best to stay calm, even if it proved difficult. Now prone, she decided that keeping a low profile was the best case of action as she crawled through thousands of leaves. As she did, she heard engines roaring up yet again behind her, not hesitating to cover herself in leaves to stay undetected. From her hiding spot, she could see the 2 cars driving down the nearby road leading through the woods. Then suddenly stop, as the leading vehicle was hit with a firework rocket, the engine now smoking. The inhabitants dismounted quickly as a BBMG opened fire out of the woodworks. The Fireworks had driven themselves into an ambush. They all scattered, some heading towards Dala's location to take cover behind the trees. They opened fire with their weapons. The Ana members responded in kind by firing from their side of the tree lines. Dala knew that if she moved now, she'd definitely be spotted and shot by either side, making her effectively pinned down. All she could do now was lay her head on the ground and close her eyes. It would be over soon. At least she hoped. Meanwhile, as Firework and Ana were still fighting through the woods, their shots were drowned out by a loud and angry shouting moving towards them. Hearing this, the Fireworks legged it out of there. One accidentally stumbled over Dala, but the question of what made him tumble was the last of his worries. A horde of super soldiers advanced out of the trees, all of them set on hunting down the Fireworks like a pack of wild animals. They ran past Dala, who, at this point, was trying desperately to control her breathing. Then the shouts and shots fleeted as the front line shifted into Ana's favor once more. But she still was not safe, as she heard voices coming from nearby. It was rear echelon elements of the Liberators, one of which had spotted Dala lying in the leaves.
Hey you! Hands in the air! Now!
Dala sat herself up onto her knees and rose her hands into the air, fearing the worst. The Liberators' comrades headed over to investigate the commotion.
Firework.
I don't know. Someone definitely.
That's a courier.
Courier?
Yeah, she's probably delivering something for us. Otherwise, she wouldn't be here.
Good point. Hey, you. Get yourself out of the dirt and come here.
It's okay. We're not gonna hurt you. So, where are you headed?
Burmer Observation Tower.
Ah, that's not too far away from here. Say, you want us to take you down? Firework's pretty much on the retreat, so I guess no more surprises today. Besides, our guards probably won't bother you too much if you're with us.
I guess. Thanks.
All right, Group 2, you stay here and salvage what you can. We'll bring the carrier back to the outpost.
Will do, sir.
Nervously, Dala started following the Liberators back the way they came from. Every second she spent near them made her more and more uncomfortable. But running or sneaking away was out of the question now, so she went along with them. Back in the Silver Star, the boys had ended their long talk with Mikel, as well as their meals. Benjamin headed back to the bar, worrying that Dala wasn't there anymore. Sadly for him, that proved to be the case. He then turned to Tobi, who was busy setting up the glasses onto the cupboard behind him.
Hey, Tobi, is it? Is Dala still here?
She had to leave. Sorry, bud. Want me to mix something up for you?
Thanks for the offer, but no. It's been nice meeting you. I better get going now. Goodbye, Tobi.
Come back anytime, my friend.
He walked away from the bar to rejoin Alex, who was just shaking hands with Mikele.
It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
Feelings mutual. Here's my card. Again, if you ever need something, just give me a call.
Thank you, Mikel. Guess we'll be seeing you then.
I look forward to it. Safe travels.
As they walk out, Mikele turned around to rub his hands together, thinking that the two may just be of use to him sometime soon. We return to Dala, who had just arrived at Fort Engels with the group leading her. They arrived at the gate, where the guards quickly took note of them. A feeling of fear rose up inside of Dala as the gate opened and a high-ranking member of Anna, followed by 2 armed-to-the-teeth guards, went to welcome the group and her.
Hey, courier. Don't make any sudden movements now. Got it? Trust me. You wouldn't want to mess with him.
Sir, I report that a 5-Oak convoy has been beaten back. They have abandoned their vehicles and are ready to be salvaged.
Wonderful. Keep at it, soldiers. Good to see you're all still in one piece. Say, who's the girl?
She's a courier. She's got supplies for us.
A courier, huh? What are you selling?
Gummy bunnies.
Uh-huh. And who's your contact?
Michele?
Good. She can enter. I need a volunteer to lead her to the armory and keep an eye on her.
I'll do it.
Good. If she tries anything dumb, you know what to do.
Yes, sir.
Great. Seat.
They entered the fort.
Stick by me and don't do anything dumb. Most of our soldiers are not fond of outsiders.
This isn't my first delivery for you guys.
I'm just saying. Now get a move on.
Inside, Dala was met with wooden and scrap metal shacks surrounded by an old brick tower which had fully been covered in graffiti. Everywhere she looked, there were flags and signs of the revolution, promoting unity, equality, and peace. But behind all of the indoctrination of the promises of a utopian future were people. All of them teens and young adults, just like Dala. They were playing, talking, flirting, and the list goes on. Although she could sense that she wasn't welcome and probably disturbing the peace, as she noticed some of the members watching her closely. She and the Liberator finally arrived at the armory, where Michele was busy filling Typer BB magazines with new pebbles.
Sergeant Michele.
Oh, hi. What can I do for you?
Yeah, hi. This courier says she has supplies for you.
Oh, cool. About time. Let's see what you got for me.
Dala put her backpack onto the counter.
Man, they're beauties. Oh, how long I've waited for you. You see this? This is a genuine Polish firework rocket. These things can blow off your hand if you're not careful. I bet you weren't even aware how much firepower you were carrying around just now. You could have blown up half of Little Noro. Cool, huh?
I guess so. Do you have the money?
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
She grabs a suitcase full of money from under the counter and hands it to Dala.
Here you go.
Thank you.
No, I thank you. With these babies, Jerry's gonna be on the run in no time.
And so, Dala and the Liberator walked out from the armory, only to be greeted by the sight of a captured 5-Oak member being brought into the fort by 2 peacemakers, the most feared, fierce, brutal, and hated units under Anna's belt.
Move it, scum!
Dala could swear that by their presence alone, everything around her had turned grimmer, darker, but also moodier.
On your knees, now!
One of them pushed the 5-Oaks down onto his knees as the high-ranking member came over to investigate the newcomer.
And who's this lost soul?
Another coward fascist who tried to run.
Interesting. What's your name, kid?
The peacemaker hit the 5-Oak in the head.
What is your name?
Shane.
Shane who?
Shane saw your head off.
He spat into the higher-up's face, making the peacemaker hit him again.
Let's try this again. Who are you and what are you doing here?
What are we doing here? What do you think? We're hunting for you. We know what you are doing, and we won't let it go unpunished. Whatever you plan on doing to me, it won't save you. The families in here will take you down. I promise.
Odd how you put so much faith in them, considering they have abandoned you. From now on, you're with us. Welcome to Anna, comrade.
With fear written all over his face, the Five-Oak was dragged into a van, desperately kicking and shouting for dear life. But it was futile, as the peacemakers threw him into the back before driving off into the woods. The echoes of his voice still heard inside the van as it drove further and further away. All Dala could do was stand there and watch. I mean, her options were limited. She knew she would be next if she tried anything. The worst part? This wasn't the first time she had witnessed something like this. She finally woke up out of her stare as the Liberator tapped her onto the shoulder. Dala followed her to the gate.
Could you open the gate for the courier?
Sure, just a second.
The gate opened and Dala walked out.
All right, I wish you safe travels, courier.
Thank you.
She looked back one final time at the Liberator. Although her mask covered most of her face, Dala could tell that she was in much discomfort from what she had just watched. The gate closed again, and Dala stepped foot into the forest once more. She couldn't get her mind from the unfortunate Five-Oak that had been captured along with so many other unfortunate souls. Dala knew exactly what Anna does to its enemies, and the thought that she was supporting them with her deliveries made her sick to her stomach. And for what? She thought. Money. But she needs the money. For her family. But how would her family react if they would find out that the money their daughter brought home is covered in blood? But the jobs bring so much of it. But is it worth risking your soul and place in heaven for it? It's a revelation Dala had many times, and each time it sprung up into her mind, the more it hurt. She wanted to stop, have a sit down and cry, but she couldn't do that now. She had to get out of this forsaken part of town, now. On the other side of town, meanwhile, a saddened Benjamin, accompanied by Alex and Joseph, walked down the marketplace.
You gonna be alright, man?
Yeah.
Sorry she walked out on you.
Well, the bartender said that she had to leave, so it may have been important.
Say, what do you think about that girl?
Well, she's nice. Very nice. And also kind. And,
Pretty?
That's not what I was going to say.
Come on, don't lie to me. You practically look at her every chance you get. Do you have a crush on her?
Come on, Joseph. I think that's enough.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, I know what'll cheer you up. How about some hot chocolate? I'll fix some up at the cafe.
Sure. That sounds nice.
That's what I like to hear.
They arrived back at the cafe. The onslaught from a few hours ago had thankfully been quelled by Jim's extraordinary effort. However, across the street, Agent Glove and Agent Sign were watching the two. Malt then came along, wearing his trench coat, catching the two agents off guard.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't aware the spot was taken already.
He takes a few steps away from them and begins watching the cafe too. The agents looked in awe at one another. A bit later, Dala had returned to the Silver Star to collect her payment. It was near closing time, leaving the place nearly deserted.
See? That wasn't so bad, was it? Here. Just as promised. 500. And an extra 50. I'll call you when something comes up again. Thank you for helping out the family, Dala.
Dala took her pay and put it into her jacket. Nothing about it felt right. But what was done was done. She headed away. Her mood was at the bottom of the Mariana Trench by now. As she stepped outside, she wondered about Benjamin. Was he angry at her? Or sad? But then again, he did ditch her too. However, the chairmen are not people you are supposed to let waiting. These thoughts rang in her head for minutes on end, and just then she saw Benjamin walking alone down the empty roads.
Benjamin, wait up!
She hurried towards him, quickly looking left and right as she crossed the road. What a paragon.
Oh, thank gosh. It's just you, Dala.
I'm sorry for not staying. I had important business to do and...
It's fine, it's fine. I'm sorry for leaving you alone too. But Alex and I had to meet the boss of that place for some reason.
You met Mikel?
Yeah, it was weird, honestly. He was just so nice to us. A bit too nice. He was spouting stuff about us being big shots in town now, and that we're an old buddy now, and it's really fishy. Something doesn't sit right with me about that guy. But say, how do you know him?
Oh, well, he is the boss of the Silver Star, and I heard a thing or two, you know.
Okay.
So, where are you heading?
I'm heading back to the rubber band's place. It's getting pretty late. They are probably worried.
Mind if I tag along?
Sure. Why not?
They both continued walking and talking. They both watched the city flicker a light as the sun had finally set. To add to that, barely any cars and people went by, creating a very relaxing and calming atmosphere for the two. However, it wouldn't last forever, as they finally arrived at the rubber band's residence.
Hey, I know it had been cut short, but I did really have a lot of fun today, Dala.
Me too. Maybe we can hang out again sometime. If you want to, of course.
I would like that. When do you think you got time?
How about tomorrow at around 2 p.m.?
Sounds good to me.
Can I have your phone number so I can call you?
Oh, well, I don't have a phone.
Oh, well, then I guess I'll be picking you up tomorrow then.
Alright, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Have a good night, Benjamin.
You too, Dala.
They waved their goodbyes as Benjamin entered his temporary home. Dala was playing with her hair and blushing. All her worrying thoughts were gone, as all she could think about was her new friend and how safe he made her feel. She even forgot about Theodore, with her mind finally in a peaceful place. Good. And with that, another day in Kandrid ends. But perhaps another one begins in the town of Falkenhide. If you're interested in that, I suggest that you give Clear Diamond a listen. Perhaps you'll hear one or two familiar voices in that. But as for now, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best. Until the next episode, friends, farewell.
I got something here that might interest you, man.
What is it?
The crowd's hanging out with your girl again.
What? Dala! No! I have to protect her. From him. What if he hurts her again?
Don't worry about that. I'll be keeping an eye on her. I promise. By the way, the others are slowly getting the money to get you out of here.
Thank you, man. Send them my thanks. I have to go now. Keep me updated whenever you can. And tell Dala that I miss her so much. Remember, if Fritz does something to her, make him pay. In blood.